Hey, Tara Strong here, and you're listening to the Geekcast Radio Network.
My little pony, my little pony. Ah, I used to wonder what friendship could be. Until you all shared its magic with me. Big adventure, tons of fun. A beautiful heart, faithful and strong. Sharing kindness, it's an easy feat. And magic makes it all complete. You have mine. Did you know you're all my very best friends?
Hello and welcome to The Pullbag. This is episode 133. This is the final episode of Fiendship is Friendship February 2016 here inside The Pullbag. I am your host, Steve John Mike. Joining me for the final time is the Pinkie Pie of Podcasting herself, Beatlesdiva. Hello.
Hello. It's not our final time, trust me.
Well,
you can't get rid of me.
For February.
I know.
It's the, yeah. Come on now. I mean,
you don't gotta give me crap.
Pony overload. I mean,
yay, ponies! You can touch ponies.
Yeah. And we're here to talk about the first two volumes of My Little Pony: Friends Forever from IDW Publishing. So are you Team Pie or Team Cake?
You know I'm Pinkie Pie all the way.
Yeah. All right, so just to give everybody the background information on Volume 1 for MLP Friends Forever, we have 4 stories in these things, and obviously it's kind of a team-up thing with different My Little Pony characters. We have Pinkie Pie and Applejack, written by Alex DeCampi, art by Carla Speed McNeil. Colored by Jen Manley Lee and Bill Mudron. We have Princess Celestia and Spike, which is written by Ted Anderson, art by Agnes Garbowska, lettered by Neil Yukatai. We got the Cutie Mark Crusaders and Discord, of all things. Jeremy Whitley is on the writing. Tony Fleeks is on art. Colors are done by Lauren Perry, with letters by Neil. And then there's Twilight and Shining Armor, so it's a brother-sister team-up. Why am I having Berenstain Bears flashbacks, people? Written by Rob Anderson, art by Amy Meberson, and colored by Heather Breckel, with letters by Neil as well. The cover for the trade is done by Andy Price. Obviously, Bobby Curnow is on the editing for the series. But yeah, the Pinkie Pie and Applejack is the first chapter here, and the cover is the cover that's in the trade is basically Applejack and Pinkie Pie nose to nose, where one has Team Pie on their shirt and the other one has Team Cake. So,
which doesn't make sense because Applejack makes a pie and Pinkie Pie likes cake, so it can get confusing. So.
Yeah, it kind of can. The cover is done by Amy Meverson, and she did a great job with this. She really did. So cool. So, what do you think of the general team-ups overall here?
Oh, I think they're fun. I mean, it makes for a really good story, I think. Pinkie Pie and Applejack, that's not an unusual one. But, like, Discord and the Cutie Marks Crusaders,
yeah.
That was really cute. I really did enjoy that. Twilight and Shining Armor, that's not something unusual because they're brother and sister. And
right.
Spike and Celestia, that was a good team up, but that's not really a surprising one because she pretty much assigned Spike to Twilight. So, but they're really fun. It's a really fun little.
I wasn't sure what to expect of this series because Friendship is Magic came before this, and or they maybe came at the same time. I don't know if they were released at the same time.
Friendship is Magic, I think, had, I want to say, 7 or 8 issues before this came out.
Mm-hmm. Okay, because after we got done last week with Friendship is Magic, Volumes 1 and Volume 2, I just got all these comics way back, last year when we were planning to do this. I just figured, okay, sure, I'll go ahead and buy the trades, and I'll just save them for later, and it'll be fine. So I haven't even looked at any of this stuff until, a day or so before the recording. So I wasn't sure if Friends Forever was going to be just another different, ongoing, kind of like how you have Not Rid and More Than Meets. Like, that's what I thought it was going to be. It was two of the same ongoing, but they had different characters in each. So I was kind of surprised to see that they were doing team-ups here, and I do like that. I think it's a better way to go.
It's kind of like, a different version of Spotlights.
Yeah, that's true. Very, very true. So, let's see. When I was taking my notes for this one, and I did break this up into the 4 chapters this time, thank God. Obviously, I've already mentioned my first note, Team Pie or Team Cake. Mm-hmm. And then Turtle Dessert Domination. Oh my God. And the name of the first story here is The Pie's the Limit.
I love it.
Did you notice the Cherry Pit and Miss Birdie thing that they were talking about?
Yes. I noticed a lot of things. Like
I don't know if they would have been able to get away with this, but I wish it was actually the Peach Pit and Mr. Nat. Anyone that knows what that is, you should know it's a 90210 reference. Poor Marine, what's her name?
Marine Sandwich.
Yeah. She
like submarine sandwich.
Yeah, she gets a food fight all over her throughout the whole episode, throughout the whole issue here.
No, with this issue, I love how they've made other ponies to look like celebrity chefs.
Yeah.
Guy Fieri looks awesome. It sets everything on fire. And then oh my gosh, I have totally forgot her name. The one that uses butter for everything.
Mrs. Butterworth?
No, she got in trouble for saying, oh my gosh.
Oh, Paula Deen.
Paula Deen, there you go. My gosh. I think I can...
And the only reason why I know that, folks, is because it was a big hullabaloo, and then I ended up watching her son Bobby on when he did the holiday baking championship and the spring baking championship on Food Network. This is back when I actually had cable. This was a while ago.
Yeah, so I mean, there's a lot of like celebrity looks here, so that's what's kind of fun. I really do enjoy that. So
yeah, and I do like how this art is in here. I think it's really, really cool. It's not the same, but it's not as different as what it is in the main series. Because obviously you can have two different artists, two different art styles, but you still have to keep in line with what the ponies really look like. The part where Pinkie's greatest day ever, she's just eating all the cake. It's like, oh, Pinkie. No wonder she's... So with Pinkie Pie and her obsession with cake, it's no wonder that she's quote unquote always on, and I don't think it's because it's her natural personality that she's always as bubbly and as excitable as she is. I think it's because she eats all these sweets. She's on a constant sugar high all the time.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Okay, come on, you gotta come down from a sugar high at least once in a while.
Not all the time.
Not all the time.
That's when you go to sleep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we get to the point where Pinkie wants to bring all these recipes. She doesn't want to lose them out of her head. She's trying to bring all these recipes to this baking championship, but she doesn't actually bake anything. She just brings...
No, she forgot to bring them. She did bake something, but she forgot to bring because she didn't want to forget the recipes.
Oh, yeah, that's what it was. Okay. I couldn't remember if she actually forgot to make something or if she just forgot to bring what she made. So Pinkie running by Applejack essentially sends Applejack head first into another pony, and her pie goes everywhere.
Aww.
But she does eventually catch it, but she destroys somebody's tent in the process.
Oh, it's really cute. She does, and then she gets mistaken as Marine Sandwich. I love it.
I do love the countdown panels. 4, 3, 2, 1. I just kind of really dig that. I thought that was great how they did that. So we're at the 9th annual Equestria Super Chef Contest is what we're doing here. Theme is desserts, 3 rounds. I swear somebody watched the either the holiday or the spring baking championship on Food Network, because that's exactly what this reminds me of.
Oh, this is pretty much any cooking contest.
So we have various ponies from various lands. We got from Manhattan, it's Summer Vanderhoof. Exclusive cuisine for exclusive ponies, darlings. From Las Pegasus. I'm sorry, that's just so wrong. That doesn't even sound anything like Vegas.
Vegas?
Yeah, I guess, maybe. We got Blade Sparks. He's ready to fire up your appetite, so he uses fire for everything.
Yeah, that's Guy Fieri.
Yeah. Yeah, he kind of is.
That's what I'm saying. It is.
Jeez.
And everything's on fire.
From Dodge City, we have Toffee Truffle. And I guess that's supposed to be the Paula Deen one, since she has all the white kind of hair, I guess. And I wasn't really expecting to see the other ponies in this. Like, I thought these were supposed to be, like you said earlier, spotlights, one-shots with... I wasn't expecting to see Twilight, Fluttershy, Rarity, and Rainbow Dash.
They're just in the audience. It's not focused on them.
Yeah, no, I know. Yeah. So we get, they also announce Marine Sandwich, which they assume is Pinkie Pie. And the actual Marine Sandwich is, I guess, watching outside or something? And imposter. Oh, no, I didn't bring anything.
Well, like sometimes when they still have like big televisions on the outside. So if you're going out to the bathroom or you're going out to get something to snack on, you can still see what's going on.
Mm-hmm. And the real Marine Sandwich gets kicked out and stay out. All I can think of is the gorilla from Who Framed Roger Rabbit throwing Eddie Valiant out of the Ink and Paint Club. So we have Marine Sandwich who's going to get her revenge on Pinkie, apparently. And she's just trying to think, and she can't think, and she loses all memory of how do you cook, what is rain, why do birds
why do birds speak?
Pinkie is the ultimate ADD personality. She really, really is. So Pinkie and Applejack end up talking to each other, and Toffee Truffle comes around, and basically they're going to help her win, kind of a thing, because of her story of Miss Birdie retired and now families don't have anywhere to go for a treat. Cherry Fit, that's what it was. I already talked about that. So Applejack and Pinkie Pie try to basically they want to rig the contest for her, and she's like, no, don't do that. I want to win fair and square. And Marine Sandwich keeps trying to get in, but the guards keep kicking her out. The looks on her face every time, it's just hilarious.
Marine Sandwich? Yeah.
Yes. Because she's getting madder and madder and madder. What I really love is when they get to round 2 in the panels, you have all the different colors. Like, one is a black background with red. Mm-hmm. And, like, I love how they...
Just the two tones?
Yeah, just differentiated all the characters like this. This is so cool. So they all make their desserts, and and stuff. And when we get to Pinkie, it's chocolate dipped pickles stuffed with blue cheese wrapped in garbage surprise.
That's so gross.
Yeah, pretty much. And of course, the Guy Fieri pony is, I call it Blade Chocolate Flame Boom.
I love it.
And that's a running gag for him. And apparently Pinkie wins round 2.
Because it's so different. This just tells you how hoity-toity they are.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Not to get mixed up with the pony hoity-toity.
Or Rarity, because Rarity's that upper crust as well. So we get to round 3. Make your favorite recipe is round 3. And everybody's like trying to decide what their favorite is. And basically, Blades is the giant flame boom. And how is this different from your other dishes? More fire, obviously.
I like that.
Yeah, sure. So, Pinkie pretty much starts singing her what she's gonna do with her entry, and basically it starts this giant food fight because she has custard pies everywhere. She's got the judges all running because of the pies.
So many pies.
Yep.
So much fondant.
Yeah. They get to Toffee Truffle. Please tell me you have cooked a normal edible dessert that won't burn us or be thrown at us or otherwise inconvenience us. Dulce de leche sugar cookie cups. My mom always made these on special occasions. And eventually that's what gets her to win. But Marine Sandwich comes back. Don't forget my entry. I call this one Fondant Fools.
Lots of fondant. Lots of fondant.
Yeah.
That'd be delicious.
Is it just me or is... Well, we have in this giant panel here, we got Twilight, we got Rainbow Dash, and I assume the one at the bottom center is supposed to be Fluttershy, but
no,
isn't
that's Cherry Jubilee.
Okay. Because I was going to say, Fluttershy is the reverse of those colors. So the cameraman keeps rolling, the fondant keeps spraying everywhere. Not my black apple root mushroom. Quick, Pinkie, sling me some of those pies. Coming right up. And she starts bombing. Applejack starts bombing Marine Sandwich. And let's see. Toffee Truffle says, I have all this caramel if we only had a portable party cannon. Gee, why didn't you say so in the first place?
Yep.
Well, at least they found a decent way to explain why she has it.
Again, let me explain to you. Pinkie Pie defies the laws of physics. You can't explain... Yeah. She always is going to have her party cannon. You don't know where she puts it, and trust me, you don't want to know where she puts it.
Yeah, no, I know, but I'm just saying, it's like it's a night instead of her just because when we were doing the volume trades, when we were doing the Friendship is Magic trade episode last week, and she just pulls out the costume lickety split at first, and it's like, hey, wait, what?
You just go with it, bro.
Yeah. I know. So we got the cannon. And obviously, Guy Fieri lights the cannon for them, and the caramel goes kaboom!
Yeah.
All over the place.
Ooey, gooey, caramel kablooey.
Yep. That needs to be a Facebook image somewhere. That needs to be a profile picture somewhere. And of course, Pinkie has to do the classic line, and that's what I call just desserts. So basically, Toffee Truffle wins in the end, and they all become good friends. I like the Pinkie Pie and Applejack story. I think it's cool. I just wish there was more. I just wish it wasn't centered around the cooking contest. That's like, because we get introduced to all these other characters, and it doesn't really seem like until the very end that they're actually doing a team up.
Yeah.
Because in the beginning they're each on their own thing. Pinkie's got her recipes in her brain that she's trying to remember and not forget, and Applejack's got her pie on her back. Pinkie just zooms by her, and it's, obviously knocks her off balance and flings the pie up, and then they're pretty much competing against each other in the contest. I mean, I liked it. I thought it was a good story, but I just wish there was more of the team up aspect.
I didn't mind it, just because I don't know. It was a good story. I enjoyed it. It was fun. Party cannon for the win.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I do like the alternate cover by Carla Speed McNeil, where it's Pinkie and Applejack back to back in this kind of pie center with all the rainbows. I do kind of like that. Moving on, we have the Cutie Mark Crusaders and Discord. This is just weird.
I like it. I think it's adorable.
So as we all know, the Cutie Mark Crusaders are still looking for their cutie marks and how to get them. They've tried everything under the sun. Basic gist of the storyline is they need to basically think of stuff they haven't thought of yet. And who's the best person to do that but Discord?
I love Discord. There's so much fan wink goodness in this. It's so amazing. Oh, I love it.
I love how they do the list, because in the Comixology guided view, you go panel to panel to panel throughout the whole list, and then it opens up into this giant splash page. Mm-hmm. That is so cool. So, Discord is singing, and he's at the same time messing with their apples. And Apple Bloom basically threatens him. And he snaps his fingers, and all he's doing is improving the apples. He's here, try this. It tastes like chocolate.
I would love to have a chocolate apple off a tree. That'd be awesome.
I don't know. I just don't know. Because obviously, continuity-wise, all this stuff with Discord happens after he has gone good in the series, in the actual cartoon series. So,
well, he's never really totally gone good. He still has this mischievous ways.
Yeah, but he's not out to steal the elements of harmony anymore and destroy the entire world. So he's kind of gone good. He's embraced the friendship is magic thing more than what he used to. And I love where he says, yes, peppers, potatoes, pies, snozzeries, flavors of things you'd never even think to think of. And I love the panel with Apple Bloom with a giant light bulb overhead. Yep. So they basically employ Discord to give them ideas of stuff that they could do to get their cutie marks. And as he's going through this, pretty much once he starts doing this, like after the ice skating one, it's pretty much stuff they've already done. That they've already thought of.
Oh, we've already done this. We already
Yeah. The panel with the Discord judges with the pickle and the @ sign and the Chinese. I'm like, wait a minute, what? What the hell?
I like it. It's so Discord.
Yeah.
Pickle at pie.
Yeah.
That goes back to the previous issue. Pickle pie.
Yep, that does. Yeah. And the cool thing about the entire story here is he keeps he keeps mispronouncing what they are. He calls them the Cutie Mark Conflators.
And you know he's doing that on purpose, and I love it.
Yeah. So now they're going to be football players. I just... There are certain things when it comes to the My Little Pony Friendship is Magic franchise, the current franchise, that I just can't see these ponies doing. And I'm sorry, football is one of them. It just doesn't... It doesn't compute in my brain. I don't know. It just doesn't compute in my brain for some odd reason.
Man, you've got to let go. You just go with it, man.
I think the funniest bit about the football segment is that basically Angel Bunny gets the football and starts running all over the place.
Angel.
He's a little devil.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And see, he shows up, but they don't really show, like, they don't show him. He shows up, Angel Bunny shows up in the football thing here, okay? And we got him, he's running around, and they don't really explain how he shows up, and then by the end of the football thing, Discord's like, you know...
Well, because he snaps him into another reality. So
right,
Angel Bunny's not going to be in the next reality.
Right. But this also happens with Spike, too, because for some odd reason, Spike is there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I just now realized that Spike was there in the game the whole time. I don't know why I didn't realize that now. But we get to the panel where Discord snaps and basically snaps them out of reality, and you have Angel Bunny and Spike basically falling out of this giant bubble.
Mm-hmm.
And they have no idea what just happened, and Spike's like, oh no, our Discord's at it again. And Discord's next idea is Lion Tamers. Done it. What? Yeah, we tried this one a while ago. I still have flaming hoops at home.
I love how they out. I just want to see their little closet with all the stuff that they've made.
Have they ever shown it?
What? No, I'm just saying I would like to see it because they have done a lot of things.
I love Fluttershy. Angel Bunny told me what was going on, and then he spiked a ball right in my face.
That's Angel Bunny for you.
Mm-hmm. So they all get to this. I really want to make a Pauly Shore Biodome joke here, but it's not. All I can think of is The Simpsons at this point. Dome. Yeah, we tried Higher Wire walking months ago. We need something really crazy, and at this point, Discord is getting really fed up. So he puts them as firefighters. Rainbow Dash is going to try to crash through the bubble, and that doesn't work at all. Discord keeps trying ideas. Race car driving. Let's see, what's the other
the next one is the best. Where they're Starfleet captain. It's part of the Starfleet. And of course, you know that John Delancey is the voice of Discord, who also played Q on Star Trek, who he is dressed up as Discord as Q. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, that's...
I love that. I love that page so much. This one seems familiar.
I was going to say that they're basically pointing you right at it.
Uh-huh.
Him saying this feels familiar. There's one problem with this. 2 out of the 3 of them are wearing red shirts.
Well, yeah, because on Next Generation, they had red.
That's right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But I mean, I would think that because Worf has a brown shirt, I believe, on there, and if obviously Apple Bloom is supposed to be Geordi.
The Forge, yeah.
She's got the visor thing.
The captain and number 2 always had red shirts. So.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
See, don't deny.
Yeah, it's
Star
been a
Trek.
long time.
I
It's
love
been
Star Trek.
it's been a long time since I've kept up with.
And Scootaloo's got her Riker going on with her angry face. I love it.
Yeah, she's
So much joy.
she's pretty angry. Yeah.
There's so much joy in that page. So much joy.
And then we have a Power Rangers reference.
Mega Pony ready. I actually, I think it's well, I think Gummy's supposed to be Godzilla.
Oh, yeah.
He's got little Godzilla spikes on his back. I love it.
Yep. Hey, every time Godzilla comes up, all I can think of is that scene from Austin Powers. Hey, look, he's Godzilla. Due to international copyright law, we can't actually say it's Godzilla. I love that line. So Discord is pretty much, they said, Apple Bloom said, I think it's Apple Bloom that said, or it might be Scootaloo. I knew Discord couldn't help us get our cutie marks. This was a waste of time.
Yeah.
Waste of time. How dare you? I'll show you the power of Discord.
Yeah, that's Scootaloo.
Oops. Yeah, they're.
So they go on all these adventures, and it's so much fun.
Pirates of the Caribbean. They're then hung over a witch's cauldron.
They're supposed to be French elitists.
Yeah.
And then detectives, Lord of the Rings, and they're playing Dungeons and Dragons. I love it.
Yeah. So we go back outside to Twilight, and apparently through all this, the bubble, the force field thing is expanding. It's basically destroying Ponyville. Come on, every pony, this isn't a drill.
I love it.
I'll show those little ponies. They don't think Discord has a few surprises up his sleeve. And Sweetie Belle comes along and basically just takes a second to thank him. You're working hard, and it might seem like we don't appreciate it, but I wanted to let you know that we do.
She lives up to her name, Sweetie Belle.
Yeah. And this basically softens up Discord, and this basically frees everybody and stops the town from getting destroyed. And is it all of them that hug him?
Well, Scootaloo's hugging him.
Right.
Sweetie Belle hugged him at the beginning.
Yeah, okay. So I thought it was one big giant group hug, because I could have sworn I saw part of Apple Bloom there, but... and I love Twilight at the end. Maybe somewhere away from Ponyville next time, please. Of course, dear Twilight. I never meant to put any Ponyville in any danger.
I could just hear his voice saying, "Of course, dear Twilight." I love it.
I think the best part of the art here is the silhouettes of him and Celestia, where she says, "I feel like you've learned an important lesson here today, Discord." And it's basically there. So it's like, I don't know if you ever did this in school, but in school we used to do almost every year. They would do our silhouettes as photos, essentially, and it would just be a black photo of our, an outline.
Oh yeah, I remember that
thing of our face. So that's what this reminds me of here.
Oh yeah, I love this panel. It's beautifully done.
Yep.
I love the background and.
I love Tony Flex's cover for this, which is basically the ponies in Discord, the Cutie Mark Crusaders in Discord, running down the hill with the scooters. That's awesome.
I love it. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a
fun little story.
I like this one.
Yeah.
Like I said before, I'm not the biggest fan of the Cutie Mark Crusaders. Just because it took them so long to eventually get their cutie marks. But
what season does it happen in? Season 5?
This last one, I think. So yeah.
Season 6?
Yeah.
Wow.
So.
Good lord.
But I like this team up because it's something I didn't expect. It's just like, what does Discord going to do with 3 little fillies? You know? And like I said, they won me over with the Star Trek page. Oh my gosh, I was rolling when I first read that.
Then we get to Princess Celestia and Spike. And this is your educational story, folks, pretty much.
Oh yeah, because the whole thing is, Celestia is going around and she's even saying, I'm not an adventurer, I'm a teacher. And so this is basically, another teaching lesson, so.
So, Spike shows up. He basically wants to get a gift for Twilight for her birthday coming up. He wants to get her a new lens for her telescope. And they go on this adventure to find these crystal lenses. And they each have... they each teach each other a lesson, which is interesting. And this happens a lot, not just with the ponies, but with any franchise that uses this kind of story, where one needs to teach the other one something and vice versa. I do love the art in this, though.
Oh, it's kind of got like I don't know what kind of painting or process to use, but it almost has like a Crayola kind of feel to it. Not like, I'm saying a crayon. Yeah. I love it. It's so cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you look at Celestia in a lot of the panels, if you look at her close up, I mean, it's almost like her hair is a mishmash of coloring outside the lines. I mean, it's all straight and it's all inside just the colors, the way her mane is, and because it's all rainbow like, and it's just so cool. I don't have a problem with this, but I just want to say it is a little strange seeing Spike stand or sit on some other pony other than Twilight.
Spike's got little legs. He needs to be carried.
Yeah, I wonder if he's ever going to grow up.
Oh, Spike? There is one episode where you see where he looks like when he's bigger.
Oh, okay. Because I did do the homework from last time.
Oh,
I did
good.
watch the Zakura episode,
and
I watched the Zakura episode, and I watched the DC. The DC episode wasn't as cool as I thought.
I loved it. I love Maniac. Love her. But did you like the Zakura episode?
Yeah, that was fun. That was fun.
Because I wasn't spoiled what happened to Fluttershy. I was cracking up.
Yeah. I knew it was gonna. Well, I wasn't spoiled with that, but I knew as soon as I saw that that something was happening with them with the curses. I knew, because obviously Fluttershy is the character that is very shy and she doesn't talk that much, and when she talks, it's kind of like really down here, and she doesn't really want to talk at all, and half the time she doesn't even say anything, that kind of stuff, and I knew that. I don't even remember who they got to do that voice for her, but
it's the same guy that does Mac, I believe.
Oh, okay.
So, if I remember right, it's been a while since I've watched it, but I think it's the same guy that does Mac.
Yeah. So they're sharing stories as they go on this journey, and they run into stop right there, you mooks. They run into the Krusty Krab. I'm sorry, bad SpongeBob joke. They run into the stone crabs, rock crabs, or whatever the hell these things are called. They end up getting captured, and Celestia is just laying there relaxing, and Spike is basically pacing up and down. And maybe, I guess I do need to watch more of the series, because I still have the same complaint that I had last time. Spike still looks really, really small in these drawings.
He is
more so.
He's very.
I know he is small, but in the show he doesn't look. Maybe it's the 3D to 2D thing that I'm not wrapping my head around. Because in the show he doesn't look as small as he's being drawn here.
No, he's pretty. He's just a baby dragon.
Well, I know he is, but So Spike figures out a way to get them out, to get them free. He basically bites through the bars, which are pretty much made of nothing.
Yeah. Well, they're made of stalactites.
Yeah. Dragons eat rocks. Oh, no. Iggy, CD, come here quick. We gotta let them go.
I love the look of the rock lobster here.
Yeah.
It's so cute.
All I can ever think of is when any character spits anything out and it says Patoo or Patooey. All I can think of is Mario and those damn plants. Patooey to you too, Mario. So they get free, and the rock lobsters are like, so no hard feelings, right? And Spike just bites at him.
I love it. I kind of like the look of these rock lobsters because they have almost a Muppet feel to them.
Yeah.
And I love it. And knowing that they're rock lobsters is hilarious.
Yeah. They're just like 5 steps away from being rock lords. So they get free. They then have a discussion of how Princess Celestia could have done it easy. That she could have gotten them out of there easily, more than Spike could have. And this is where the lesson comes in of, she says, I could have saved this at any time, but I wanted you to be the one to do it. And she basically says, because, as you said, you're not an adventurer, but you want to be. And, so it's that whole lesson. And they eventually do get up to the crystal peak thing of the mountain. And
Or the Crystal Empire.
Yep. And he does get 2 lenses for Twilight. And I think the best panel outside of the rock lobster panel in this is when he's holding them up to his eyes.
Oh, I know, that's so cute. He looks so cute. It's adorable.
Yeah. These should be perfect for Twilight's telescope. And they then go trumping and stumping down the mountain. Sorry, it's a bad Transformers joke from the movie. And the volcano erupts. Oh, Mount St. Helen. Great. Just what we need. Make sure the Ark isn't under that thing. So, lava gets everywhere. Princess Celestia looks like she's going to be able to save them, but not quite, because Spike's hanging on, but she's flying a little too fast. And the crystals end up in the lava, and somehow Spike ends up not getting burned.
He's a dragon. He's a dragon.
I know he's a dragon, but...
No, the thing is, again, you need to watch the cartoons a little more. They don't get hurt by lava or fire.
Oh.
Because it's part of their scales.
Okay.
It's because they're like almost born in fire, so they're resistant to fire.
I just wish that there's, so they have the panel where he drops the crystals by accident, and he even says the crystals, and he goes to jump off her, and she says Spike, and then all of a sudden he's in there, I wish there was just a little bit more, like him saying, don't worry, princess, it's okay, I'm immune, or what, just something.
Well, you know what? She's kind of like me, because I was kind of like, oh, crap, I forgot that he was immune to lava and fire until he actually got in there, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that's right. Because, I forgot that too, so I can see where she's coming from. But you know what? He could also get carried away by the current. He's not prone to not drowning. He still could drown. He's still a little dragon, so he's prone to some things, but not everything.
Yeah. So we get into a point where they're trapped in the cave, and Spike thinks he can go ahead and move the boulder, and that doesn't work, obviously. And this is where the lesson kind of comes in again, where it's like some people are good at some things, and other people are good at some things, and they're not better than each other, but they each have their own skill set. It's kind of where it comes in because Celestia does free them. They go back to the castle. Spike has his lenses. He gives the present to Twilight, and they hug. And Spike spits out a note. It's still, the mail delivery system in Equestria is just strange. It's just so strange to me. You send something by fire, and then when a message comes back, you basically burp it up.
Well, that's just how it goes with Spike.
Yeah. So we get a letter. Spike himself gets a letter from Princess Celestia, basically saying a teacher can become an adventurer, a sidekick can become an adventurer, a student can become a princess, and sometimes someone we hardly know can become a friend.
I love that. I think that's really cute.
Yeah,
that's
how.
I know a lot of people are like, "Oh, that's so cheesy," but I actually think that's an important and a really good message. Again,
it is.
Again, I think it just shows that two people from different. I mean, basically, she's a princess and he's a servant, and they had a good time together. So.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, I will say when I first saw, before I looked at this, I was really skeptical about a Spike and Celestia team up because I'm like, because for me, I haven't seen them really interact too much, and obviously in the first season. And I've seen episodes here and there of the second season, but I haven't seen a lot of it. But once again, the pony comics kind of outdo themselves, and it's just, overall a really, really good message.
I love it. It was a lot of fun.
Yep. Then we get to the final story in this trade, which is Twilight and Shining Armor. It's not. I'll say this now. It's not my favorite team up of this trade. That probably would have to go to AJ and Pinkie Pie, most likely. But this isn't bad, because it's very rare, at least it's probably rare for me, that you see them, I don't even remember if she even had a brother before. I don't remember if it's been mentioned in the first season.
No, that's not in the first season. I think it's in the third, if I remember right.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, because they end up going to because that was the Crystal Empire thing. Yeah. So this one starts off with Spike and Twilight, and they're looking in the Monsterpedia.
I want this book. I want this book bad. I love monsters, so.
So Twilight's catching the train to the Crystal Empire. She's leaving Spike in charge. She gets there and she's looking for Shining Armor, and because at this point she's a Princess Twilight Sparkle. Welcome back to the Crystal Empire. Oh, Shining Armor couldn't make it. He's very, very busy. A prince's work is never done. Because with Candace out off and some other... Princess Candace is out somewhere else. And Shining Armor basically just has this... I would almost say a very much... This almost mimics the job switch between Celestia and Luna when they did that story.
Oh, yeah.
So Shining Armor and Twilight... hug. They then go through all these things, and one of the advisors is like, then there's the matter of the glowing eyes I've seen in the library. This is the librarian in the library, right before they vanish into thin air and all the missing books. And then the librarian mistakes Twilight for Celestia because poor eyesight.
I know, he's so cute.
Maybe you should be eating more carrots. So Twilight breaks out the Monsterpedia, and she says it sounds just like the Crystal Ghost on page 89. They all look at her like she's crazy. And Shining Armor says, Twilight, you're scaring the staff. Crystal ghosts aren't even real. That's just a legend that goes back to the days of King Sombra, hundreds of moons ago. And this turns into, like, she believes, but he doesn't, and he's too caught up in his royal duties. And yeah, he wants to be a big brother and come see her, but he can't because everybody's bothering him with all these antiquated kind of things here. We then get a flashback. What did you think of the flashback?
I think it's adorable. It's absolutely cute.
Yeah, the flashback is pretty awesome.
And I love the color tones that they use, the sepia. I don't know how people always argue how to say that.
So this this crystal mist here, Twilight's fallen asleep, and that's why we get the flashback. Is she's dreaming about the past with her and Shining Armor running from the ghosts and all that stuff. And this blue mist grabs the Monsterpedia and basically yoinks it away. And all the staff are like, hey, did you see that? Did you see that? And the book's missing. And
you gotta give it to the plumber ponies, the Mario and Luigi wannabes.
Yeah.
Love it. It's so cute. I love their cutie marks. And then they're like, do you smell that? It's not me.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. It's a little donkey-ish like that. I love it.
That is kind of hilarious.
I love it.
I assume the donkey smell, I assume that is referencing Donkey Kong. I would assume. But could be also referencing Eddie Murphy. But yeah, no, that was awesome. So Twilight wakes up. The book is gone. The librarian is there right in her face and basically scares her to half to death.
Well, not just the librarian, like the whole staff.
Well, yeah,
there.
yeah, everybody's there, yeah, but well, look, I don't see Luigi. I see Mario.
Luigi's still working on the sink,
that's
probably.
Yeah, probably, yeah. It looked a little like a gorilla. That's definitely a Donkey Kong reference right there.
I like that. That's awesome.
Yeah. So they all go running. The librarian basically says, "Scared or not, something is stealing books, and they're overdue." Shining Armor finally gets out of his meeting, and this is where he sees everybody running. You saw it. Oh no, Twilight thought I wouldn't help her. And they go to catch the monster, and Twilight's like, "Hey, is that my old net?" Yes, the monster trackers are together again. So they find this hidden passage in the bookcase, which isn't at all cliched whatsoever.
What are you saying?
Addams Family did it. Batman did it.
I know. I'm just kidding.
There's so many other things that have done the book in the bookcase thing. So they agree to go down together into the cave, and the librarian is caught, and she says, "Oh, my prince, if it's all the same to you, I believe I'll just head to my bedroom for some rest. Seem to have gotten turned around. I must be headed down to the kitchen."
This poor librarian.
This pony needs her eyes checked badly.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they see all the traps, and they get through all the traps because they're monster trackers. They're trained to watch out for traps. They get through the maze, and this whole section, it's the Last Crusade all over again.
I love it though.
Oh, it's great. No, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying the whole thing with the traps and everything. It's like, hey, only the penitent man will pass. Penitent man. Oh, only he who will kneel will pass, or you'll lose your head. So they get past all the traps, and they eventually meet up with the Crystal Ghost, who apparently is crying.
Oh, it's so sad.
And supposedly he's under the impression that King Sombra is still in power. Because he's been trapped down here for thousands of moons or something or other. And he explains how King Sombra had banished him and all that. And he's been hiding down in the basement ever since. And he says he's sorry he stole all the books, but he'd always would return them eventually.
Eventually. I like that. Eventually.
Yeah. So the prince is just glad that they found him, and they're going to basically free him. And apparently this is, according to the librarian, this is her bedroom. It's not her vision that's the problem. Look at her glasses in the panel.
Well, she broke them when she ran into the bookcase.
Yeah.
So she needs new glasses, yes.
Yeah. So they find a job for him, and basically it's reshelving books and stuff, and the story kind of ends, and Shining Armor says, it's getting dark. Watch out for night sprites. You know how they love trains. Yep, they're listed on page 113.
A cute story, and that's how it ends. It's a cute little story. I love the back cover that they show.
Yeah, with all the
monsters,
all the monsters, and the chalkboard and all that stuff. And then we get into the color gallery here for this one. I think my favorite one is Discord Writing on the House.
Oh, I love that one. Oh, for sure. That's for sure.
I think that's my favorite one.
Yeah, the writing on the treehouse. I love it.
Yep. So we're going to take a quick break, come back with Volume 2 after this.
Volume 2!
She's an evil enchantress. She does evil dances.
Beware! Beware!
If you look deep in her eyes, she will put you in trances. Yeah, was that supposed to scare us? Wicked, she's a curse. Then what will she do?
Just you wait, Twilight. Some ponytails really are true.
Then she'll gobble you up in a big tasty stew. Watch out!
All right, folks. Up next is Volume 2 of Friends Forever. The main cover is Applejack and Rarity. You can tell Applejack is just so thrilled to be there.
It's the odd couple.
Yeah. I think my favorite part of this, and I don't remember I think it's in the first trade. I didn't mention this. I almost wish I had this like a banner size, like 658 by 317. The logo, My Little Pony Friends Forever, with the whole rainbow thing around it. That's awesome. I love that. So in this one, we have Fluttershy and Zakora, Rainbow Dash and Trixie, Pinkie Pie and Princess Luna, and Applejack and Rarity. The Fluttershy Zakora story is by Tom Zoller on writing, art by Tony Fleeks, colors by Heather Breckel, letters done by Neil. Rainbow Dash and Trixie is also written by Tom Zoller, art by Agnes Garbowska, letters by Neil. Pinkie Pie and Princess Celestia is written by Jeremy Whitley, art by Tony Flex, colors by Heather Breckel, letters by Neil. Applejack and Rarity is done by Katie Cook, Andy Price, Heather Breckel, and Neil. The cover art is done by Amy Memerson, and the series edits are done by Bobby Curnow. Fluttershy and Zakura. Now, okay, so as I am reading this, all right, when I was reading this the other night, every so often I make comments on Twitter, Facebook, wherever about, what I'm reading, what I'm doing, whatever. And our good buddy Michael Dodd decided to basically lambaste me over a few comments I made about Fluttershy and Zakura. So the other night, before we recorded this, I posted, Zakura from My Little Pony Friendship is Magic is the Wheelie of the Pony universe, but she's better than Wheelie ever could be. And Mike's like, I know people that would gut you alive for that statement. I'm like, that statement right there from him is one of the reasons why I've wanted to stay completely away from the pony fandom, because the pony fandom is crazy. I never said Zakura was worse or is the same as Wheelie. I said she was better than Wheelie.
But maybe you're upsetting a Wheelie fan.
Oh, are there really?
Hey,
really?
Ever since his Spotlight came out, I'm a fan of Wheelie because he got tortured. That's why he speaks in rhyme. It's his way to cope with his anxiety of his torture.
Yeah, but that's not explained in the animated movie, though.
That doesn't matter.
That's what I'm talking about is animated Wheelie.
That was 30 years ago. You need to get over it and read something new that came out 10 years ago.
So we've got all right. So we got Fluttershy and Zakura. The main cover here is done by Amy Memerson, as always, and you got Fluttershy and Zakura with all these animal things around them. We get Angel Bunny there, and it's an interesting cover. I don't think it's my favorite, though.
I love that the bear is talking about toilet paper because of the Charmin commercials.
Yep, that is kind of hilarious. So Fluttershy is cleaning up, and all of a sudden, because Fluttershy's whole thing is she talks to the animals. They don't always talk back to her, but she talks to them and they make their animal sounds back to her. And she goes, "Oh, hello there. How are you today?" "I'm great, thank you. How are you today?" And the squirrel is actually talking to her.
Mm-hmm. You can talk!
I love when Fluttershy freaks out because it's so uncharacteristic for her. So it's so cool when, well, only when I have something worth saying. And I love the squirrel in the next panel. "Since when can you talk?" "I've always been able to talk. You've just started to listen, finally."
Ouch.
Yeah.
Burn.
"I don't know. You ponies can be pretty self-involved." This squirrel is awesome. Look at the time. I've got to go. Busy day today. I'm going to be busy as a beaver. Beavers, no, those guys are lazy. They just have good press. Squirrels, we're the busy ones. So he runs off and she gives chase. Basically bounce up in the tree, and we run into Rarity. "I'm not done with our conversation, Mr. Squirrel. What are you late for? Where are you going?" Now, why is it when Fluttershy says that, I think she is turned into Alice and she's chasing the white rabbit?
Well, that's kind of like how it is. Because all of a sudden she does pretty much go down a rabbit hole like, oh my gosh, what is going on?
Can you imagine if they did an Alice in Wonderland spoof with her as Alice and Angel
that'd be
as
so cute.
Yeah. So Rarity shows up. "Mr. Squirrel, he was actually talking. I know it sounds crazy." "Oh, not at all, darling." And basically Rarity blows her off and says, "Just get some rest, dear. You'll be okay." "I know I heard him talking. I know I did." "Heard who talking?" says a red bird. "Mr. Squirrel." "The squirrel talked to you?" "Yes, he what?" Huh, she seems excitable. Which is, again, this is why Fluttershy is, and I said this last week, is probably one of my, if not my number one favorite out of the Friendship is Magic crew, because of how her personality is supposed to be. And then when she breaks that mold and becomes excitable and does all the freakouts, it's so refreshing.
Oh, yeah. She's so cute. You could hear just doing the gas like, ah! You know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So she tries to go home and takes a nap, and that doesn't exactly work. So she goes into the... Is it the Forbidden Forest or the...
Yeah, the Forbidden Forest, yeah.
Okay. So she's going to go talk to Zakura. Tablespoon, teaspoon, teaspoon, tablespoon. I get them confused. I'm such a buffoon. So Fluttershy wants Zakura to get to the bottom of why she can hear the animals' actual talking. And we have all this rhyming stuff, and she puts some sort of mojo dust on Fluttershy, and Fluttershy asks him, "What did that do? Given the lack of any zing, Zakura's powder did nothing." She even tries to give her an ink blot test. She does the spinning lollipop thing, and which essentially makes her seasick. She does a vision test. She has her pick a card, any card.
I love it. Sakura is so much fun.
Yeah, she is.
She's probably one of my favorite looking ponies. She's got such a style about her. I love it.
She's not a pony. She's a zebra.
I know, but in the ponyverse.
Yeah. So she brings in the raccoon, this little mass raccoon. And the raccoon just sits there, not saying anything. And this is where Fluttershy basically goes crazy. "Please, Mr. Raccoon, let me know I'm not going crazy." Zakura leaves, and that's when the raccoon decides to talk. "Maybe I should just go home." "Good idea. I've got places to be myself."
Poor raccoon.
Poor Fluttershy. I mean, come on. Forget the raccoon. He's a rude little bastard.
No, he's not. He's just wanting to get back to what he was doing.
Yeah, that's true. So Fluttershy runs after him. Zakura comes back to find her not there. And she asks a couple of cats to help her with a problem she's having. So we get panels of that. And they finally do talk to Zakura. And they're like, "We were given a speech by Hush. We're not supposed to tell anyone." "I already know that language you do not lack. Why choose now to hold anything back?" "Nope, you got me once, not again." Hilarious. And Fluttershy is still chasing the raccoon. Guess she needs to know. And basically the raccoon runs back to all the animals. And even Angel Bunny is there. "You're not supposed to be here, Fluttershy."
Angel Bunny, he's just so sweet.
That's putting it mildly. "Angel Bunny, you're here too?" "I'm not just here. I organized this. A perfectly good plan. A great plan, in fact, and you messed it up. How could you do that?"
It basically is Alice in Wonderland on the next page, if you think about it.
Yeah, pretty much. They have a whole tea party with cake and everything else, and lo and behold, it's Discord.
Did you think that he was going to be in charge of this?
I did not think he was gonna. I did not think he was going to show up again. And because this comes back to when she had said to him that they were friends.
Mm-hmm. Fluttershy was like his first friend, so.
Right. Yeah.
So in a way, he was doing something. I honestly think Discord was actually doing something very grateful here for.
Oh yeah, I do too. I don't. Yeah, I don't think he had any malice towards her or anybody else at all in this. Yeah, his intentions and his heart was all in the right place. It's just, as Fluttershy says, an incredibly disruptive, scary, surprising present, but a great one all the same. And they hug, and why is it every time one of the ponies hugs him, he looks like he's ready to burst into tears?
Because he for the long, you're talking thousands and thousands of years, he never had a friend. He never felt love, so it comes very rarely for him. So of course he's going to get a little sentimental that he actually feels like, oh, wow, someone actually does love me.
And I can't help but think that Zakura and Discord have some sort of animosity towards each other.
Probably. I mean, he probably did some horrible things to her.
Yeah. And she basically says, Discord, in this one place, in this one, what'd she say? In this one case, your heart was in the right place. Okay, I guess we're going to the beach, folks.
Sorry, I thought I turned my phone off.
So this one ends with Discord and Zakura basically, really all my chats with them have been kind of annoying. But it could have been worse. Oh, how so? Yes, that they could have all spoken only in rhyme. Really, you didn't like that? I'm so glad you finally told me. Now, where were we? A Crystal Kingdom. Tell again, please.
Yeah,
And
I love it.
I love this story. This story is so cool.
It's fun. Fluttershy is so adorable.
She is. And then we get to the ego of the bunch. Rainbow Dash, of all people.
I love Rainbow. Oh, Rainbow's not as egotistical as Trixie. You haven't met up with Trixie in the cartoon yet.
No, not yet.
Oh, yeah.
After reading this, I'm not sure if I want to meet up with Trixie in the cartoon. So we start with Rainbow going over to meet the rest of the ponies. And basically Rainbow gets summoned. Says, I have been commanded, in fact, to provide a performance of my aerobatics for the Queen of the Kingdom of Dimondia. I don't even think the Wonderbolts have been asked to perform there. What were you going to say?
Oh, no, Daimonia, yeah.
Well, yeah. I was... So there's a map enclosed, and Rainbow just blasts off, and Pinkie's like, have a good time, send us a postcard. Yeah, right. Looks like the kingdom is kind of a fixer-upper. Looks like a village out of Snow White or something is what it looks like. Oh, but wait, I just now got this, obviously.
What?
They're all dog houses. That's why.
Yeah. Oh, because, again, you need to watch more of the cartoon.
I know. I didn't notice it at first because I said this last time. When I first sit here and read the comics, I'm reading them for the story to, get the story gist. Sometimes I don't notice the art, and just now, looking at this, I'm realizing, oh yeah, they're the Diamond Dogs. So that means all their houses would be dog house shaped kind of things, and all of these houses are white with red roofs, and all I can think of is Snoopy laying on the roof.
Snoopy. I love Snoopy.
Yep. Snoopy's awesome. So, the Diamond Dogs basically are like, greetings, Rainbow Dash, and she's not exactly thrilled to see them, so she's out of there. We're not all like the curs that you've met before. Those dogs were more rough than we are. We kicked them out of our pack a long time ago. Besides, our new queen would hear no such behavior. So they have a new queen. The new queen turns out to be Trixie. That's Her Highness Lady of the Royal Order, Queen Trixie the First. Yeah, I can already tell her ego's way bigger than Rainbow Dash's.
Mm-hmm.
Come, let's have a spot of tea on the balcony. Jim, you are dismissed. Poor Jim. Yeah, Trixie, wow. That character, oh God. And the funny thing is, every time I see that name, Trixie, all I can think of is the stupid dinosaur in Toy Story 3.
Oh, is that Trixie?
Yeah, she's not a stupid dinosaur, but just that scene where she's on the computer. Oh, it's just a dinosaur from down the street. Just another dinosaur.
No, Trixie, oh my gosh. Her arrogance always gets her in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So, you think she'd learn from it, but no. I know people like that, though.
Mm-hmm. So basically, Trixie's story is that she was on her way to a performance in Seattle when I spilled my magic trunk along with everything else. The costume, jewelry, and gems I had from my coal into diamonds trick fell into the mud. I was bearing the situation with my usual grace and poise, of course. Why? Why do these things always happen to me? She sounds like Lord Starchbottom from the 7D right there. That's when I found myself surrounded by diamond dogs. Look, she's a diviner. She can locate diamonds. Oh, no. So because of that, they made her their queen. And now they won't let her leave. So it's not so good to be the queen.
Yeah, I know. I love that panel. She looks so defeated.
Yeah, she does. And basically what the story comes down to is the crown that she wears, it's a dog collar. Essentially.
And one that she can't remove.
Right. The only way she can get it removed is if the diamond dogs basically lose faith in her. So the story then becomes about how to get them to lose faith in her. And Rainbow Dash basically goes around.
This is a pretty good little plot.
It is, yeah, it is, very much so. Because they basically tell, the Diamond Dogs essentially tell Rainbow Dash how to get the collar off. Pretty much. Diamond Dogs aren't exactly as smart as you'd think.
No.
I mean, Forrest Gump is smarter than these guys. So basically what happens here is they hatch a plot to steal all the gems from the Diamond Dogs. And then Rainbow starts her aerobatics. And at the same time, Trixie is moving the gems into the hidden floor on the stage. Rainbow Dash swoops in, grabs Trixie. The gems basically fall under the stage. And because it looks like she's going to steal the gems, the collar comes off because they've lost faith in her. There's even a line where Trixie says, "From now on, I will be the mush." Oh, we will be the mush. She starts going through all these new names. No longer will we hunt diamonds. From now on, we will hunt mushrooms. Yeah, that's it, mushrooms. From now on, we'll be the mush dogs. Mm-hmm. What? That's horrible. I don't want to be rebranded. Oh, don't do too good of a job, Trixie. This is a dumb idea, and we know dumb. That's not all. Every dog will be required to adopt a cat. Better yet, a cute little kitten. That's it. I can't stand it no more. I'm mad. So you're a mad dog? Yeah, but not that kind. So the collar does come off. Rainbow Dash swoops in with her rain boom. Grabs Trixie, the collar stays behind, and the gems are nowhere to be found. And we assume that somehow they were able to take the gems with them, but again, I'm sorry, Pinkie Pie's logic of stuff just showing up or disappearing doesn't apply to these two.
No.
So they go ahead and they do something you're not supposed to do with magic. They explain the trick, and they explain about the trapdoor, and that the diamond dogs will find the gems eventually.
Maybe.
Maybe, yeah. I like this one. I thought it was a little fun adventure.
I love Rainbow Dash's costume when she's, performing. I think she looks absolutely adorable. And I'm glad that Rainbow Dash and Trixie could put their differences behind and make things work out for the better, Yeah. I mean, this is not just good for Trixie to get away from the Diamond Dogs, but it's good for them as well, Yeah. I can imagine her as a ruler. Oh, my gosh. She had to be horrible.
Yeah. And of course, Trixie's like, now to find a new trick to play. I think the back cover here, the alternate cover, is my favorite for this one.
Yeah, I like
the gems. That's awesome.
Well, and the gems correlate with the friendships of magic, so.
Mm-hmm. And then we have Pinkie Pie and Princess Luna.
I love the cover of this. Love it.
Yeah, it's a little strange.
I love it. It's putting on the Ritz.
I like it. Yeah, it is putting on the Ritz. But once again, and I know I need to have some sort of suspension of disbelief, but there are just some poses ponies should not be in. And this is Pinkie Pie she looks really strange on this cover.
Oh, I don't think so. I think she looks absolutely adorable.
So we start off with Twilight and Spike for some reason. And they're talking about how to shelve the books by whatever. And he mentions that Pinkie's throwing some sort of party because Pinkie always throws some sort of party. And we get a knock at the door, and it's Princess Luna yelling at the top of her lungs, "Twilight Sparkle, your princess requires your assistance." Dun, dun, dun. I need your help, Twilight. Princess Luna, what can I do for you? She basically wants to be funny. So this basically turns into a story about turning Princess Luna into a late-night stand-up comic. I don't know about this one so far. I haven't read enough with Luna to really make a full-on decision on her character yet. And so far, the story is not helping.
Look, and like I said, remember, Luna is trying to relearn her ways. Yeah. So she's still very innocent, try to think of maybe a junior high kid where they have enough knowledge of what the world's like, but not enough to actually survive it, So.
Right. Yeah. So, obviously Twilight can't help her with being funny, but Pinkie can, so she sends her to Pinkie, and first panel we see is, Nightmare Moon. And Pinkie hides in the bushes. Or in a bush.
I love Pinkie.
Oh. So the story turns into Pinkie wanting to
she wants to help Luna find her funny side.
Yep. What I love here is the panels leading up to this, because we've got Pinkie in the bushes with her little telescope thing Miss Pie, I had hoped... Oh, I mean to say I was hoping that you might teach me, because it's the next panel that looks deeper into her. And then Pinkie bursts out of the bushes. Silence, Luna of Equestria. You come wishing me to learn the art of comedy. Why do you seek this knowledge? And just the way that their roles reverse.
I know, I love it.
In the 3 panels, you got Pinkie having Luna scared. Lies. What is your true purpose? Every pony loves Celestia, and they're scared of me. I'm tired of ponies treating me like a monster. And then she starts basically going up on her tippy hooves there and looking down on Pinkie. I just love that art choice.
So
Pinkie's
cute.
got her sunglasses on again too. And they go over the jokes about, now, if I taught a lot of ponies to be funny, I take it very seriously. Are you sure you're ready to learn? Yes, it's very important to me. I can't hear you. I said yes, I was speaking perfectly reasonable voice. Were you standing right next to me? I don't. You're just supposed to say yes louder. Why? It's fun, trust me. I can't hear you. Yes, I still can't hear you. Yes! Are you ready to be funny? Verily. That is fun.
Barely.
And they go... Where's Chevy Chase when you need him, folks? They go to the funny farm.
Come on, that is funny.
Yeah. It's ironic, is more than that. So they get trainers to teach Luna how to do different variations of comedy. And let's see, what does she go through? She goes through the water trick. She goes through the
Well, the pie in the face and
pie in the face.
And then a horrible combination of everything.
Yep. And Pinkie eventually says, wow, that princess, that was amazing. I never thought that one pony could set all of them off at the same time. And, of course, Luna gets mad again. And I think the best panel out of this entire story is after where Pinkie says, oh, we were laughing at the prank, not at you, princess. The panel right after that where it's Luna with the dark sky around her, the black cloud with all those stuff on her face, and I love that panel. That looks so cool.
It's so gorgeous. And I love the classic comic book pinpoints in the background. Love it.
So cool. And she apologizes to everybody because she's not used to being laughed at, and she shows them where she spends most of her days during the day, and we have this other pony. Yes, do I know you? I don't think so. I'm Pinkie Pie. Fancy schmancy. How do you do? There's a pony named Fancy Schmancy, people. Oh my God. So Pinkie Pie and Luna have this little fist bump thing going on. Oh, it's the zapper. That's right. It's the.
Because have you ever been zapped with one of those?
No, thank God.
It's not pleasant, that's for sure.
Yeah, no, I've seen Roger Rabbit enough times to stay away from the hand buzzer, even though it is their bestseller. So we have Pinkie teaching her the hand buzzer. We have Pinkie teaching her the bucket of water, which essentially falls on one of the guards instead. We have the giant pink monster with Pinkie Pie and Luna the gremlin inside. They got to work those damn gremlins into every issue, don't they?
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just getting tired of those characters.
No, you're wrong again.
Nuh-uh. So they talk some more about how she can be funny. And Luna basically insults her. She says, Pinkie says, you have to be able to laugh at yourself if you want other people to. Out of the question. I am a princess of Equestria, and my subjects need to respect me, not mock me. Laughing and mocking are not the same thing. You do not understand, Pinkie Pie. I'm very important. You're just a clown. Oh, I see. And then she apologizes and talks about her responsibilities and yada, yada, yada. And the night of the Chuckle Lot.
I love it.
So many strange names that they use.
The Chuckle Hut is if I remember right, the Chuckle Hut, isn't that,
L.A. or New York or...
Pauly Shore's, I think it's Pauly Shore's, place, so it's kind of a reference to that, if I remember right. So...
And Twilight's like, I'm sorry things didn't work out with Luna, but I'm glad you came anyway. And Pinkie's, me miss a comedy party? You must be kidding. And
ain't no party like a Pinkie Pie party.
Mm-hmm. So Luna has these two gifts, one for Celestia, one for Pinkie. And they end up being pies in the face. And this gets everyone laughing. And Pinkie grabs another pie because she sees it, because it has, and one for Twilight Sparkle, and basically Twilight gets a pie in the face, and Luna slips up and ends up nose diving or horn diving into Celestia, and we start a letter to Celestia where Luna is talking about how it's important to laugh, being able to laugh at yourself. And that's kind of how the story ends. I like it. It's good. It's not my favorite. I mean, I still love Pinkie Pie, but Luna, I just can't wrap my head around her character.
I like Luna.
So up next is Applejack and Rarity.
The odd couple again. I love it.
Before we move on to this, the one thing I do, when Luna was up on stage, when she came up on stage with the gift, I did notice this reference because it's pretty classic at this point. I'm sorry to do this, and I'll let you finish. Who does Luna think she is, Kanye? That's when she was coming up to tell give the pie to the princess. So basically what the Applejack and Rarity story is, it's a combination of two things. It's a combination of The Odd Couple and Uncle Buck.
Yes, for sure.
Or not Uncle Buck. Combination of The Odd Couple and Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. That's what it is. As soon as I saw Salt Lake City, I laughed so hard. I was like, are you kidding me?
That's awesome.
That's so funny. Rains, trains, and carts with wheels. And we start this one off with the postal pony delivering a piece of mail, and Granny Smith's like, what's all this then? It's called the mail, Granny Smith. I thought you knew that.
It's Derpy delivering the mail.
Is it really?
Yeah, it's Derpy.
Oh, yeah.
She's the mailman.
Whippersnappers. So the letter says, Dear Ponyville Apples, we were just talking about your delicious apples, and we had an idea. We'd like to incorporate some of your produce in our new line of desserts in our shop. Do you have time to come out for a visit and business chat? We'd love to see you. Signed, the West Coast Oranges. So Applejack is like, business expansion, how exciting. Selling our apples out west. This could earn us enough bits to rebuild the barn again. We flash back to yesterday, where Big Mac went to whack a nail in the barn, and it destroyed the barn.
Mm-hmm. Jeez, how hard was he hitting?
It doesn't look like he hit it that hard. It does say a whack, but it doesn't look like it was that hard. So, we got another thing between Applejack and Granny Smith. A month is nothing when it comes to planning harvest. I need to count how many baskets we have. I need to check the silo and see if those raccoons are still nesting there. I need to take your time. The Zap apples aren't due for harvest for another month. I need to build a barn. Yup.
Yep.
Poor Mac. That guy can never get a break, can he?
Oh, but well, he does every once in a while.
So Applejack's going to grab some samples and head off, and she was going to get her her saddlebags, but apparently the Cutie Mark Crusaders are using them for some weird thing. So she goes to Rarity to see if Rarity can get her something to carry the apples in.
So I like when she asked Rarity, "Can you get me something?" What is it? Let's see.
It's hey Rarity, you got a small non-frilly suitcase I can borrow? I need to go to Applewood. And Applewood? Why, that's the home of some of the biggest stars in Equestria. You must take me with you. We can see the Applewood sign. Compare our hoof prints with celebrity hoof prints on the Walk of Fame. Go shopping on Rodeo Drive. And yes, I did that on purpose. And go to Winnie World.
I love it.
So let's see. We've already got the Odd Couple. We've got Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. We now have Vacation, because there's Winnie World, like Wally World.
Which is awesome.
So that's 3 movies. And if you really want to count Rodeo Drive, that's technically Pretty Woman, because she got shunned out of all those shops and Pretty Woman on Rodeo Drive. So Rarity's all excited, and she's going to pack everything up, and they get on the train. Ends up turning into a cross-country adventure because they missed the train. They have a stop in where's the stop? They stop in the most unlikeliest of places, Salt Lake City, ponies. You have a few hours before we head off again. Why not go for a walk?
I love it. And they go
is there really nothing to do there? Seriously?
What, in Salt Lake City?
Yeah.
There's plenty of stuff to do here.
Do you guys really have a big ball of yarn?
No, we do not have a big ball of yarn unless I have missed it.
So they go and see a big ball of yarn. Applejack tries to pet the goats, but unsuccessful there.
That goat's not having it.
Man, no. I love the sign. Do not climb fence. Goat will eat your valuables.
I like how they have the season 5 script right there.
Yeah, it's funny. Oh, it says here that they could knit over 3,000 sweaters from the ball. I wonder if they mean like plain cardigan or cable knit. So Applejack falls asleep, and she has this dream where she's the rodeo champ, and there's dancing apples and all kinds of stuff, and she basically oversleeps, and they're gonna miss their plane or their train
again.
No, this is the first time.
I know. I'm just saying. She's dreaming it, right?
Oh yeah, no.
Oh no, she is missing it. Oh, okay, never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Rarity wakes her up.
That's right.
Because Rarity wakes her up. So they get to the train. Are you sure this is the right? Of course I'm sure. It's the only one leaving, isn't it? Phew, we've made it. Looks like you ponies made it just in time. You got your tickets to Sedaddle? Sedaddle? What? No, we're going to Applewood. That train was delayed 15 minutes. Looks like you're boarded the wrong one. Oh boy, I love, once again, the art. I just love some of the facial features.
I know, they're classic. They're
morning, and just look at the...
She's awesome in that panel. I love this panel.
And her hat even falls off, too. Rarity's just like has this big cheesy grin on her face. So they go see the sights here, and they almost end up missing their train again. They get stuck in the rain because it's Seattle, and how can you not get stuck in the rain in Seattle?
There's so many wonderful things in here.
Yeah, just looking at Applejack and how basically flustered she is. From the rain to the inside to just poofing all out. And, very cranky wanky. And we get to sometime later, and they finally get to Applewood, even though I keep wanting to call it Hollywood. They get to Applewood through...
What's supposed to be Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah, but they get to Applewood through some old biplane, which, once again, another movie reference for me, it's a Mad Mad World, because that was one of the things they did in that movie. And we get to the fact that Granny Smith did tell them that I'd be along by and by. I guess it's when I show up. Because they start getting into a fight over how to deal with business, and the fact that Applejack doesn't have any pie charts or graphs or anything like that, and they end up crashing the plane into Mount Ponymore or whatever. It's basically the My Little Pony version of Mount Rushmore, people.
I love it.
Please excuse our mess as we sculpt our new edition, Princess Twilight Sparkle. So wait, you got Celestia,
Luna, Cadence, and Twilight.
Twilight. So they end up having to hold on to the side of this thing here. They got a bird on the top there. They got AJ's hat there. Mount Monument. That means we're flying the wrong way.
Yeah, that definitely is the wrong way. They're going back east.
So they do eventually get to Applewood. Not before a giant gang of... So they're on a stagecoach at this point. Not before the ponies stay in the coach. It's the cattle rustling gang. They're going to try and rob us. And this is basically where the both of them just kind of kick ass. Well, Applejack does anyway.
Applejack's amazing. I love her.
She is so pissed off at this moment. She's ready to just kick everybody's ass.
But I got to go back. The Sam Elliott pony. Love it.
Uh-huh.
Love the Sam Elliott pony. God, I love him. I love that man. He has the sexiest voice ever.
That's funny. You haven't seen The Last of Us. We'll be back in another issue. So they get to Applewood finally. They make up from being in an argument amongst friends and all that, but they eventually make up, and Applejack's like, I thought we'd take a detour, and they go to Winnie Land or Winning World or whatever it's
Winnie Land, yeah.
They see the Haunted Stable, the City Bear Disco, the Rainforest Yacht Club, Pirates of the Caribbean. They finally get to the West Coast Pony's house. Everything looks so citrusy. Thanks again, Rarity. You really are a good friend. Best friends.
Best friends?
Applejack. Yep. Applejack, it's been years. What in Equestria are you doing here? You wrote Granny Smith to come. Granny Smith sent word to expect me. Why, I have no idea what you're talking about. but pie charts. Back in Ponyville. I think this says East Coast and not West Coast. Granny Smith. Codgy old grannies.
I love that last page with all the pictures and
yeah,
I love it.
That is absolutely awesome.
All their adventures. It's kind of like a vacation, or the National Lampoon Vacations when they end up with all the pictures and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So
absolutely.
Holiday Row.
Yeah. Well, we went dancing across Equestria. Then they have the Odd Ponies cover.
I love that cover. I love that. It's probably my favorite covers of all My Little Pony covers. It's just because I love the Odd Couple.
And then we have the story of Winona, story and art by Kitty Cook.
It's so cute. I love it.
Whose pet is she?
Applejack's.
Okay, that's right.
It reminds me so much of my dogs. It's just like, really, you're clean. Now you're gonna get all dirty.
She eats Apple Bloom's homework.
Mm-hmm.
She eats Do Not Eat Bake Sale, Granny Smith.
Dogs
She's
can't
Granny
read,
Smith.
so...
No, I know, but I'm reading it. She gets a cat to chase... She chases a cat, and the cat chases her.
That's Rarity's cat.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Winona Ear's such a good dog. And then we have the cover gallery here. We got Fluttershy and Zakura and all the animals stirring the stew. That one is done by Brenda Hickey.
Then we got Mr. Cake with his twins.
Okay.
I don't know why they put that in, because he wasn't in the trade, but it's cute.
Yeah, that one was done by Amy Memerson. I like Friends Forever. I don't know if it's something like I said last episode, with the Friendship is Magic ongoing, sure, we'll do more of those because I really dug those. But this might be a once in every few kind of, like once in a blue moon, we might do another one of these because I don't know. I like the stories, I do, but they just didn't. I don't know. It's just a little strange for me.
You need to watch more of the cartoons so you can get to know some more of these characters. That's the thing. It's kind of like a little continuation, because in the cartoons, every season, each pony and Spike gets a little spotlight. So it's kind of like that.
Yeah. I like Friends Forever. Like I said, I like it, but it isn't about not wanting to read pony stories. It's about if they're telling a story that I'm going to be interested in, or a story that I'm going to like. And while I do enjoy most of these, there are some I would rather go back and read than others. The Fluttershy and Zakura story, the Applejack and Rarity story here, in the first trade. The Rainbow Dash and Trixie story, I like that. And the art and the writing are very, very well done. The art looks great. Oh, yeah. I mean, once again, all these different artists being able to translate, the 3D cartoon characters into a 2D comic is just absolutely awesome. Any other final thoughts from you? Hello?
No, I personally enjoy it. I think it's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm into ponies, so there's going to be stories I'm excited to see what other team ups are going to be, and how they're going to pull it off. What adventures are the team ups going to be? You never know what you're going to get. So.
Mm-hmm. Life is like a box of ponies.
That's disgusting.
Oh, it's a Forrest Gump.
I know, but you're just like, you eat chocolates, but you don't eat a horse on purpose.
Oh. Okay, I didn't. Oh, Lord. All right, folks. Coming up next, I have no idea. honestly, what's coming up in March. I know I'm skipping Marvelous March this year. I just don't have the heart to do it this year. I don't have the time or the patience. I'm doing so many other podcasts right now. So I'm trying to get stuff for the pull bag that is fairly easy. Just, bing, bam, boom, we're done. We will still have Batman month in May. Looking at the schedule here now, let's see. We've got... For March, we will have one new Origins episode. We will have one new After Dark episode. The After Dark episode is going to be talking about the DC's reboot. Oh, I'm sorry, rebirth. It's still, I don't care what DC says. It's still a reboot. Nicole and I, once issue 2 comes out on March 9th, Nicole and I will be back to talk about Kennel Block Blues. So we'll be talking more animal stuff as well. And I think Movie Revolt Dan and I are going to talk about the first 2 issues of I Hate Fairyland. So that's coming up in March. And then April, there's a bunch of stuff. Like we're going to be getting to Dark Gem Part 1. We're going to start doing He-Man Eternity War reviews and a whole bunch of other stuff. So that's what's coming up on the pull bag. Where can people find you online?
Just Google Beatlesdiva. That's Beatles like the band, not the bug.
You can find me at TFG and Mike on Twitter. Find the Pullbag on Twitter at the Pullbag, at Geekcast Radio for all the other network updates. Make it your greatest game in the comics, and we will catch you next time.
Aloha.
What a dream. Curses schmerses. Whoa. Maybe Zakora cursed my hair. Or she cursed my horn. No. None of these books have a cure. There has to be a real reason for this. An illness? An allergy?
A curse?
I said a real reason. Something that points to something real.
How about this one?
Supernaturals? Spike, the word supernatural refers to things like ghosts and spirits and zombies, which are as make-believe as curses. This book is just a bunch of hooey.
But what if you're wrong, Twilight? What if this really is a purse? How could it be a purse?
Pinkie, what happened?
Hey, say it! Don't spray it, Pinkie!
Oh. She's trying to save... Ow! Zakora! Oh. She slapped us all with a... curse!
I'm afraid I have to agree.
I hate to say I told you so, Twilight, but I told you so. It's a curse, I tells you.
But Fluttershy seems just fine.
Yes, there doesn't seem to be a thing wrong with her.
Fluttershy? Are you okay? Is there something wrong with you? Would you care to tell us? So, you're not gonna tell us? Yes, you're not, or yes, you will?
Good gravy, girl. What's wrong with you?
I don't want to talk about it.
This is hilarious! Look at all of you. We got Harity, Rainbow Crash, Spitty Pie, Appletini, Flutter Guy, and... I got nothing. Twilight Sparkle. I mean, seriously, I can't even work with that.
This is no joke, Spike. Now start looking for more books so I can find a cure.
You've just heard the latest episode of The Pullbag, the GCRN's comic review and discussion podcast. There are several ways to get in touch with us and leave feedback for the show. You can visit the website, geekcastradio.com, where you can comment on the episode and all of our different podcasts. You can rate our show on iTunes. Be sure to leave us feedback. Call the voicemail line, 502-526-5821. Please remember to tell us the show you were leaving the message for, and your name. Become a fan of us on Facebook by searching Geekcast Radio Network. Send us an email feedback at geekcastradio.com. Follow us on Twitter at Geekcast Radio. So until next time, make your great escape into comics and unleash the geek in you.